MTV Cribs, this is my garden. Follow-up video number probably 17, but really version 2. We're starting where we started last time. The carrots are really growing up. These are carrots right here and over here. You'll notice that the peas are gone, mostly. A few stragglers left, but we had a creature crawling around all in this bed that's destroyed some peas. There's a dead pea. Rip. Banana peppers are filling in the yellow squash are starting out pretty strong. Things are growing up. Next, we'll come over here to Tomato and Pepper Town. Peppers are filling in pretty nicely. Hard to kind of tell who's who, but we do have some fun things happening. There's some little pepper flowers, soon to be fruit. Very exciting. This is the variegated fish pepper. He's the most unique looking in terms of his foliage. The determinate tomatoes, all Roma varieties, are doing great, bushing out. Got a little fruit starting. Some more flowers on the way. And the rest of the tomatoes in this bed are really starting to grow up too. Ignore our garbage mess in the back. This is still a work in progress. Next, we'll come over here to the greens bed. Mustard greens are looking great. We ate them in salad last night. They are nice and spicy. And the marigolds blooming out on the end. This same marigold we had last year ended up being 4 feet wide in all directions. It was huge. Zach has created a log barrier on the back of this bed to help with the weed invasion. This is arugula, also very spicy these days. The calendula is coming in nicely here. The rainbow chard doing its thing. Look at those stems, nice and cute. The biggest one is the least exciting, but he doesn't have a lot of huge leaves right now because we ate some of him for dinner last night. More calendula coming up, looking great. I don't think those seeds had but sprouted the last time you saw them. This is our chimsai, really fleshing out. We haven't tried it yet, but it looks beautiful. Probably we'll eat some of that this weekend. And here's some little dills coming up. We've had cool enough weather, they're doing all right. And these are spinach heads. Fluffing out. We just pulled weeds, that's why this is all dug up. Gotta fight those weeds. All right, Richard, this one's for you. Look at these cantaloupe. There's 3 vines ready to grow big and bear fruit. This is a bed of, if you remember, cilantro on the outside that had barely sprouted at the last update, and kale in the middle. We planted the cilantro ring because the cilantro repels the kinds of bugs that love to eat kale, and they were in our garden so much last year that we decided to erect this barrier around them for the kale's safety. So far it has been very effective. This kale has barely any damage to it. There's one hole here where a little buggy got it, but it is growing up, looking good. If they do well this season, they'll be 3 or 4 feet tall by the end of summer. This is what's left of the radishes. These are all Chinese red meat radishes that get bigger than a baseball. You can see how big they are so far down here. Hopefully they'll finish maturing before it gets too hot and they bolt, but that was a little bit of an experiment. We planted them off season. The onions are looking much better than last year at least. These are our scallions here in the front that are kind of bunched. These are some bulbing onions back here that are on their own. Hopefully they'll grow bulbs. This is Turnip Town. It is showing off. There are, here, let me find you a good purple top. The turnips are looking nice and cute. Down in here, you can see their purple tops. got probably 2 more weeks till we pull the turnips up. The time's a show off per usual. Doesn't even fit in the frame. Too large. We're gonna cut some thyme and put it in our Impossible meatballs tonight for dinner. Here's Beantown update. Not Boston. Still Nashville. Front half of this bed here is green beans. Middle section here is black beans. They both grow in bushes rather than vines. Here's broccoli row. No broccolis yet, just leaves, but they're looking good. And then the golden beets along the end, getting big, not forming heads yet. They have a couple of weeks left. Ground cherries are doing great. We have lots of little flowers hiding in here, and you can see that little tomatillo-like fruit. They are already putting up fruit. By the end of summer, those will be taller than these cages here, if you can believe it. They'll just grow and grow. Here's something gross. This is, what's it called? Slime mold? Slime mold. It grows on mulch and just spreads and spreads, and there's not really anything you can do about it. So it's been a visitor in the garden. I hope it keeps this distance between it and the ground cherry. We'll have to monitor that. What do you have?
Our salad for tonight.
What did you pick?
Arugula and mustard greens.
Ooh, spicy salad. Look at it. This one looks like it was eaten by a caterpillar a little bit. Whoops.
Oh. And then also the garden guardian.
Oh yes, our garden guardian. There's a ball of clay we found in the ground. Zach molded into art. It's going to be spiritual protection for our plants. Does he have a name?
No.
No name.
He's
Unnamed
nameless.
garden guardian. Okay. Here's the carrot and pole bean bed. The carrots are showing off. They need to be thinned soon. We'll pull up some baby carrots shortly, and then you can see the beans coming up here, almost tall enough to start grabbing onto the trellis. But those are coming up, as are the pole beans here. These are a little more exciting. You can see they're trellising in action, trying to creep up and grab on. Some of them have grabbed onto each other earlier. Hopefully they'll grab the string soon. This is another place we've had some burrowing activity, but so far no plants have been lost to the mysterious creature that's been crawling around under the dirt. These are the cucumbers. They're really getting going. The leaves are starting to get bigger. Probably another 2 weeks until they're vining up the trellis. What else do we have? Oh yes, the nasturtiums, that I'll name correctly this time. Bushing out, but no blooms yet. They are looking good. You can eat the leaves. They're a little spicy. We haven't had them in salad yet. When the flowers come, we'll be able to eat those too. And last but not least is our kind of bonus tomato row here. Check on some of these little flowers. These are all the big beefsteak variety tomatoes that are growing up. Doing well so far. We have the most exciting action so far over here. These are black from Tula tomatoes that are super deep purple, almost black colored when they're matured. And Chloe started them from seed, and we did a little swap. So we can thank Chloe for this friend. Here it is. Looking good. Say hi to our friends. Zach is weeding. We've been fighting the battle against the weeds, and I think it looks way better than the last video, but you tell us. Again, there's our tilled patch. It is going to be flame weeded soon. Then we are still planning to mound some rows this year and plant them kind of from front to back this way with cover crops of buckwheat. We might still even get some late corn in. We'll see how quickly we get that out. Oop, there's a little piece of fun pollen floating down. Another time I'll take you out and show you the apple trees that are out here, but we've got a pretty sky tonight. The clouds are beautiful. It rained on and off all day. It's like a gorgeous 75 degrees. We're gonna go eat some dinner.